fine now. So good. So we won't have to buy another new. Just gotta wait. Hopefully, maybe these zebras will get busy here. Haven't seen any of them do anything. Well, I didn't even see the news either, but. Oh, pardon me. People are happy. Maybe I can bump this up one now. Let's see. Alright, looks like $2 is reasonable. Okay, seems like they're happy with that. Okay. We got our flag poles too. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Well, with that one there, I don't necessarily need this one, so we'll just go ahead and sell that one. Boom. $245 days. So we're pretty much spot on. Spot on. What are you doing down there? Looks like he was dancing or something. Now, why are you unhappy? Oh, okay. Well, you could have more of your own species if you guys would just get to work here, for God's sakes. Why? I might just have to pony up for a zebra here. Because right now it's really just a waiting game, and I don't have a whole heck of a lot of time to wait for these zebras. You're gonna wait, Abs. Yeah.
Oh, everybody's happy, it looks like.
For the most part. Alright.
Oh.
Where was... There we go. 219 days.
Daddy, did you add a garbage man?
Yes, I did. I'm actually kind of surprised that she knows that's the garbage man.
Because I know what a garbage man's dressed like.
So you remember what they look like?
Yeah, he has a green hat and mostly any colored shirt and pants.
Yeah, well, I guess you are correct in that, Abs. I think I can actually edit their clothing if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, he looks fancy.
Let's just take a look here. All right, let's get the zebra going. And it's just a matter of waiting for the new to give birth here.
Everybody looks like they're happy now. Oh, one's sad. What?
So I think what we'll want is another female here.
Another female would draft.
So you're 18, you're 17. You're 11, so that's not too bad.
Is that one 12?
So male. So you're the youngest female we've got. So you're $70. That's not too bad. So we'll do
right
that.
There, plop.
Plop you next to the grasses so you can eat. Good. We got our 6 zebras.
Oh, I don't think he's hungry. Oh, no, he's drinking first.
Yeah, she's drinking first. Right, let me see something here.
Oh, hello, man. Wake over to the right fast. Hello, you two are bonding around. Hey, he has sandals like you.
Yeah.
Is that a statue next to his...
Clear away garbage, empty garbage can, clean animal enclosure. Okay, good. Does there work sounds? Fire, follow, take. I guess I could have swore.
It's okay, Mimi. Poppy.
You change the name.
Poppy, is that statue right there?
Yes, that's a statue.
Ew.
It's a golden statue.
Can you go to the right? Yeah, keep going that way. Hello, boys. Get out of the zebra section. Oh, hello, Hog. What a
New.
news. Oh, we in its house?
I'd say, is that glass? But that's actually the window from the fence. I said, why would the shelters have glass? Have a window? You know, a panel, whether it's plastic or glass. It'd presumably be a plastic.
Daddy, because the animals can buck the glass off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, who's he?
He's the vet and the zookeeper.
He keeps animals safe if they're sick and
Yep.
injured.
The zookeeper takes care of the enclosure.
Oh, hello. Now, can you get out of the animal exhibit and go to the right? All right, now go down. Zoom in a little closer and go to the right now. And now stay. Oh!
Oh my God, they're jamming the potty room there.
I need to see that.
No, you don't need to see that, Abs.
Of course I do. That one should go out of time.
Well, I should, but yeah, there are limitations to the artificial intelligence.
Daddy, we're lucky we saw that.
No, we're not lucky at all that we had to see that.
Okay,
Abs.
can you pause the game and go upstairs for a minute?
All right. Actually, I don't need to pause the game because we want to run. So our new gives birth here. So let's see where we're at here.
Looks like I'll be weighing 7,000 euros.
Okay. Oh, there we go. We're 100% now.
Okay, time for
Good.
computer when you can.
So we're just waiting for our new. We're waiting for our new to give birth.
I'm waiting
Where
for the
is our
computer.
new?
Uh-oh, this thunderstorm is back, Poppy. Is there a baby giraffe in the zebra exhibit?
No, there's no baby giraffe.
I mean a baby zebra.
No, there's no baby zebra.
I guess the mamas have to boil anyone.
Yeah. All right, we got 186 days, so let's go.
Okay, can you go upstairs?
Yes,
now?
I will go upstairs and check on your cleaning efforts.
And then the computer's on.
That we will see.
The computer's on.
There, now, all right, there we go. I guess that's what that gathering there was.
Okay, go to the right.
Hold on, Abs. All right, so we're pregs now. So we're going to have 7 zebras, but that's fine. This is the key here. Although I guess I should see how long.
Those zebras will last.
Yeah, a year. All right, so it's the new.
Okay, now.
So the new will give birth sooner.
Go to the right, please.
So we're gonna leave this where we're gonna leave it. Yes, that took the zebras a while to get rocking and rolling there. So we'll just let that rock and roll. All right, get down so I can get up and go look. And we'll be back momentarily.
Yep, and Dad will turn off the computer and we'll have to do the game again.
What?
And
We'll see. Did you put away the toys in the garbage bag? Ugh. Alright, there we go. Yes, the child, as I suspected, is not done cleaning. So we'll just take care of that. Good, 164 days to go for our birth. 163 days. And at this point, I might as well just bump time up here a bit. I know there is such a waiting line for this toilet. Oh my god, we don't need to see that. Thank you, though. Alright, everybody's happy with the... There's a fair price to pay. Okay, so we're good with that. $2 a pop. I probably should throw another animal in here now. I mean, I got the cash. I do have the cash. I gotta see, however, because I do want to make sure. And I could duplicate over here, like the vending machine, the toilet area. That might actually be a good idea. Come to think of it, at least duplicate this area, because I do also want to do, obviously, once we get some other things unlocked here. I just don't want to block that panel. So the vending machine will have to come back here by this panel, I think. Batch of diva bombs that goes right in front of the cubby where everyone was hiding from it. Nice. Nice. We'll throw that down there. Let's get the path here. Okay, so we got that. That. Okay, good. I know you're all unhappy. As soon as I click on them, yeah, see, they don't see any decorative items there. We're going to change that momentarily, though. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Try to get this lined up as close as I can here. Come on, mate. There we go. Okay. Garbage can. Go here. That. Okay, there we go. Of course, I'll need tiki statues over here, but that's once we get the fence lined up, which I guess I ought to do at least the portion of the fence here. As soon as Gramps there gets out of the way. This corner. There we go. Okay, so we got that. No running on the grass. As long as there's nothing over here. Because God knows where these plants are that are falling ill. Yeah, see one way over here, which is... Yeah, and that one there, which is... That one there, yeah. We're not too concerned. We're not concerned about those at all. But I was about to say, somebody closed the damn gate. Okay, so we're good there. Not sure if it's going to be Plant Zoo or Farm Sim tonight. Either one's actually a good choice. Either one. I haven't been in the Planet Zoo forever. It's been at least... it's got to be at least... Well, you know what? When actually was it here? July. Yeah, over a month since I was last there. I've got to pick up... I got to pick up Australia. Let me see how much... If it was that $12, I figure. South America, I got Deluxe, I got Arctic, I got. Here it is, Australia. $10. All right, it's not all right. The same as the South America pack. All right. I should pick that up, but I don't know when I'm going to get back into streaming the game. You don't have any of the expansion packs. Wow, really? It's not, it's, I don't know. It's one of those things to where, I think the reviews for each one pretty much nail it. Some of them are like, really? Is that all we get? It would be nice if we had a little bit more, each one had maybe, at least maybe 2 or 3 more animals. Because that's always been my issue with any of the zoo games, really, is just the variety of animals. I think at the end of the day, Zoo Tycoon, the original, had the most variety of animals. I mean, Zoo Tycoon 2 is kind of limited. The Xbox the console version, the Xbox version of Zoo Tycoon was just disastrously limited. And even the wildlife park ones here are just, it seems there's just quite not enough variety. From what you'd like to see. I figure, when did the game launch? Because it's only been a year, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, not quite a year. That's right. Because it launched after the marathon last year. That's right. So it's not quite a year, and we have already got 4 DLC packs. Well, I should say 3, because one's the deluxe upgrade pack. One is just the deluxe upgrade that you got if you did the pre-order initially. But yeah, in less than a year, we've already got three expansion packs. If anything, really, I mean, even if we don't get extra, for the expansion packs, I'd like to see more specific items, toys, just decorative type item, that type of stuff in these packs. This is nice. The Arctic pack, we got some of the Christmassy type stuff, some of that, but I think it would have been better if we had a little bit more of that kind of stuff, because each one is so each of the expansion packs are $10. And we're getting I think Arctic, we got 5 animals. South America, I think we had 5 too, right? So they may be doing 5 animals per pack. You'll be doing a U.S. park. It's got some buildings designed to... stop, chat. Buildings designed to look like they were built by the WPA. Oh, interesting. The Ladies Free Patch did quite a bit of stuff. Finally, vending. That's right. Yeah, I did see that. The vending machines. Yeah, that was one of the things that you don't realize you're lacking until they add to the game, and it's like, oh yeah, vending machines. Yeah, we definitely needed those. Real color variation, and it's genetic on the animals. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because that's been the killer with me is the just. In the franchise is just getting people to get, because everybody's thirsty, everybody's hungry, and 4 normal, 1 exhibit. Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was 5, but yeah, 5 animals. But yeah, they add the addition. So that's the thing I got to work on now is learning the exhibit stuff. How to get that set up and do sort of like a proper exhibit display. Start with the fluent game mechanics and nice visuals and release content as DLC later. Well, yeah, it's the age of the $10 horse armor. Now that doesn't seem so onerous anymore. It's actually kind of generous. But yeah, Elder Scrolls, they started it way back then. I think, what was it? That was for Elder Scrolls 4, right? The $10 horse armor DLC. Everybody was up in arms about that. Keeps working because gamers are gullible. They keep buying whatever in front of them, especially with the... Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's the nice thing when you look at what SCS does. So a lot of people complain about the truck simulators. Every time we have a map expansion, everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe they're charging for this." All these map expansions, this and that, are so expensive. This and that. But for one, you kind of get a lot. I mean, it's a visual game essentially. These truck simulators, they're a visual game. So you're getting quite a bit of visual addition to the game, but then outside of their expansion packs, they add a lot of free stuff to the game at the end of the day. I mean, what did we get? Corsica, I think. I mean, we got several areas that were absolutely free added to the game. The Italian and French islands were added free. They've been doing map upgrades to the base game and the older DLC for free. So when people were complaining about that in one of the Steam posts or the forums, it's like, hey, look, you're getting a lot of additional stuff for free. I mean, when you factor in what they give away for free throughout the year as additions to the game, whatever they charge for their map expansions is actually pretty, a very good bargain. Imagine that Bethesda did something to milk cash from their customers, then EA perfected. Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah, EA, essentially perfected the model, is to release a game and have no updates for it, unless, of course, you expect devs to work for free. Well, that's another thing. You have to think about that, too. It's like, if you look at it, it's like when I went out and bought, Skyrim, not Skyrim, but Oblivion from the store, from the store. What were the last ones I actually bought physically? I bought, Skyrim, obviously, because it was the collector's edition I picked up, but just going there, just picking up a retail version of the game. Is actually it was Overwatch, the Origins edition. It was actually I think the last game I actually physically bought from a store was the Origins edition of Overwatch. But before that was, I'm trying to think what I had. Oh, Vet healed somebody. it was probably Oblivion. I know there were a couple. I'm trying to think what else I got over there. I can't see. Yeah, it was probably Oblivion. I think, what was it? Medieval 2, I think, was the last Total War one I picked up. Yeah, but so probably right around that area. Medieval 2, when Medieval 2 came out, Oblivion came out. Obviously, Guild Wars I got. But I think those even predate Oblivion. I don't... So let's see, when was I doing... When did Skyrim come out? I'm trying to think, because when I was doing the computer training school, 2008, 2009, everybody was talking about the Elder Scrolls that was coming out, or had just come out. I don't think that was Skyrim. I think Skyrim is more recent than that. So it had to be Oblivion, 2008, 2009. Yeah, right around that time. Back in the day, you had the game, it was released, and there wasn't any updates for it. If it had bugs, you had to deal with it. And if there was an expansion cost between 40 and 75% of the original game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, that's... Basically, it was Oblivion. Then they had, an expansion or two. Because I've got those, too. If he does working on his game like Skyrim or Dragon Age, show if a game is moddable and fun, people will create content for it by themselves. Well, exactly, yeah, but see, and that's all the thing too. It's like, with Battery talking about there's no updates. Yeah, you release the game, and back in the day, Temple of Elemental Evil, that's the poster boy for release it and never fix it. If you can get the game to work, it's a pretty decent RPG, but it ended up being people out there who enjoyed the game creating mods for it that actually fixed most of the problems, for God's sakes. But it's the things, like the point I was trying to make is, if back when I got Oblivion, when I got Total War, they were all $50 to $60 games at the store. Well, that's been, if I go to the store now, and the rarity that I still find a physical copy of a game out there, it's still $50 to $60. And even going back further, when I was buying a lot of games at the store, that was the average price between, the early aughts, late 90s, early aughts, when I was buying the Stronghold games at that point, and going right up till now, the price of the retail price of game, and even going with digital now. I mean, with digital distribution, that saves the middleman, and that saves production costs. But you're still thinking, 20. Well, at this point, what is it, 2020? Yeah, I figured 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I was paying $50 for a fully released game. It's the same price we're paying now, Heck, I just got SnowRunner. SnowRunner's only $30, for God's sakes. So it's... Yeah, and that's enabled Bethesda to release buggy games, count on their player base, create mods to make parts of the game playable. Well, see, that's the thing, too. I mean, it's obviously, the more technological these games get, and the more technology required to make them, you're going to have bugs, you're going to have broken things. I mean, that's no matter how much time you spend testing, it's inevitable that you're going to get bugs, you're going to get broken things. It's just a matter of, whether you're going to fix them or not. And how quickly you're going to fix them. You shouldn't have to rely on your fan base to fix bugs and broken things. So that should be part of the and of course back in the days, like you had your support. You fire. I remember emailing, and I think I even talked on the phone. I think with one of the Stronghold games, I actually called support at one point, just because some of the things were going on. It wasn't an actual bug; it was just a limitation at the time of the technology. I called to find out about some stuff that was going on. Consequent game journalists being influential and not objective. Well, yeah, that too. But it's just the nature of the beast now. you know, the price of a game has not changed over the course of 30 years, but the cost of making them has risen exponentially. So at some point, you're going to have to get money somewhere. It's just how you go about doing it. If you look at EA, it's like, well, they will nickel and dime you every chance they get. I mean, SimCity Online is the perfect example of, you know, you're taking a franchise to where you look at each of the 4 games in the original franchise, and you can see notable improvements and additions to each of the games. And you're still paying 50, you know, $50 for each version, but for each version, you're getting an upgrade in the graphics, you're getting an upgrade in the features and game design, and you're getting additions to how the game plays. And then you hit online, and all of a sudden it's like you got something pretty to look at, but you know, the glass, wherever they called it, the glass box or whatever, whatever was in charge of the AI and that kind of stuff, was absolutely broken. It didn't do what it really was supposed to do with the AI, and it was just terrible. So, and that's where you look at it and say, really? But, you know, that's EA for you. So it depends on what you do after you release whatever your base game is. I mean, the DLC, digital distribution, and DLC is what has to happen nowadays, unless you want to start paying, you know, $80, $90, $100, $120 for just a base version, not the collector's editions, mind you, but just for a basic version of a game. So I think the current way of doing it, but then again, you know, after that, it's like, well, how are you going to add value without making people nickel and diming people? That's the key. I think SES has a good handle on how to do it the right way. In that regard, you know, they're just going to charge for their map expansions. They're going to charge for, you know, they've got, you know, they get a little bit funky with some of those truck upgrade packs and stuff like that. I know some people complained about the Mercedes one, or whichever one was the most recent, was you know, seemed a little bit pricey for what you got out of it. But the loot box, well, obviously, yeah, the loot box model, which is, you know, I don't think, you know, lock boxes bother me as much as it does a lot of other people, because the way I look at loot boxes is the way I look at baseball trading cards, essentially. You know, any trading, not just baseball cards, but, you know, the Pokemon cards, any of these other card-based games where you go into the store and buying basically a mystery pack. You don't know what you're going to get. That, you know, back in the day, I bought baseball cards up the wazoo, so it's like, okay, you know, it never really, so loot boxes don't really bother me as much as it does a lot of other people, but it's, but then again, I don't have that personality to where I absolutely, where I get addicted to where I must have this one single solitary item because, oh my god, I cannot enjoy the game without it, you know. But yeah, see, that's what it is now. You know, the subscription model for MMOs is going away, but you see this season pass model on the rise now, which is basically a subscription. All it takes is one kid spending 10 grand on NBA 2K packs to build a team because mommy and daddy expected the Xbox to be a babysitter. Exactly. What do I want to do here? I want to build more fence. Yeah, so it comes to the point where you got to have some personal responsibility, and I think a lot of the problems with it, in terms of the loot box and monetization schemes, yeah, there's absolutely some predatory practices there, but you know, you still got to take some personal responsibility at some point. But you know, obviously we are living in the days where personal responsibility is no longer in vogue. and you're actually looked upon strangely if you subscribe to this concept of personal responsibility. You're somehow in the wrong if you believe in personal responsibility nowadays, which is the big part of the problem. So are we still waiting for a new? I think we're still waiting for the new. Yeah, it should be any day now, really. Yeah, well, yeah, participation trophies. Yeah, yep. So what we got here? Oh yeah, all right. Look at that. Week and a half, and we will have a baby. Excellent. No, thank you. All right, good. Well, yeah, and it's the whole political correct thing. It's like we can't hurt anybody's feelings. You know, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing now. And this is an argument I had with my sister way back when I was posting my some stuff in my blog last year, over the course of the year last year, over the last a year to two ago. I posted a series of stuff sort of blasting some of the current politically correct concepts. That was the argument I had. It's like, she'd ask me, well, what do I think politically correct is, this and that. It's basically it boils down to, it's like nobody's allowed to have their feelings hurt. We have to coddle everybody. And to her, in her version of political correct, is just showing respect to everyone who is different from us, which is fine. But what political correctness is now is taking it too far to where you need to be coddled. You're not allowed to have your feelings hurt. If you have your feelings hurt, well, we need to fix that. And it's like, no, that's this is life. You're going to be offended. You're going to get your feelings hurt. Get over it at the end of the day. Or your further political correctness barely exists anymore.
Fantastic! The animals are being well looked after.
Excellent.
The SPC is very pleased and has credited your account accordingly and presented you with a small gift as a reward.
Thank you. Excellent. This is what I said when Trump was elected. I was actually surprised that Trump got elected. I didn't really expect him to actually win the election. And now, as it turns out, from the way he looks at things, he's going to win a re-election, which it completely baffles me how that would be possible, him to win re-election. But from the looks of it right now, it's like Biden is not a shoe-in here. But when Trump won, my point was, this is exactly what happens when, of course, you get the political system that we've got right now in America. So a lot of people who voted for Trump was just anti-current political system. They knew Trump was going to be a complete disaster, but they said, you know what, I didn't want a politician in there. So they voted for Trump as sort of a, you know what, you politicians get your act together. And obviously they're Trump fans, but another big part of it was the whole anti-political correct crowd. The pendulum has swung the other way. Now we see we've got basically the radical left and radical right are running things at this point. Now there is no middle ground anymore. So the majority of us have gotten screwed in this process is what has happened now. Because now to combat the Trump, you got the left has gone more radical. And of course, you've got, because of Trump, you got the right that's gone more radical. So it's like it's absolutely ridiculous now, what's going on because of it. but it all started because of the political correctness. You know, the sort of left, the I don't want to say radical leftists taking over political correctness, but it just slowly moving towards that direction, where if you hurt somebody's feelings, you need to be punished for it, and punished highly. Cancel culture, you know. So has arisen because of that gradual shift over, and where we're at now. So it's just, yeah, it's basically a very bad joke now.
Have a look at the top of the
point.
screen and their achievements.
Okay. Kind of funny how political choices like that come back to haunt the folks that started them. Don't like Trump governing by executive order. How did you feel about a pen in the phone? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now, well, the whole Tea Party thing. Really, the Tea Party thing is what kicked it off. You know. Now, I'm sure there were some people with, you know, the Tea Party thing being, again, anti-establishment, but it was anti-establishment established by the establishment. So you knew that was going to turn out to be a disaster, and that's what really got the ball rolling, I think. You know, the entitled, at the end of the day, it's the entitled generation. Is increased in new building. Okay, good. We have reached the 2nd star. Excellente. Now, like I said, people like us are just sitting here. We just want to live our lives. We're getting screwed. We weren't so much anti-establishment as originalists. They were usurped, much like the Dem Party's been usurped. But yeah, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But, you know, because I said when, you know, just watching Obama, the two campaigns that, you know, Obama won, and I don't remember whether it was the first term or the first term or the second term election. Just looking at just watching the money spent. I was following some news reports and stuff like that, and some articles and stuff that was just cataloging how much money was spent for these elections and where the money was spent specifically. Obviously, the Democrats are focusing. You know, they were throwing a lot of money at the urban areas, the African American vote and stuff like that. And I ended up making a Facebook post at some point saying, you know what, I am not a rich Southerner. I am not a poor African American living in the inner city. Where is my representation? You know, why isn't anybody throwing money at me? And the sad fact is that I'm a blue collar white American male. I don't exist anymore. Essentially, is what it is. So it's, yeah. So that was my point. It's like, the Democrats are throwing money to all of the inner city. The Republicans are throwing money at their lobbyists, and it's like, all right, I'm pretty much screwed, right? You know, where's my representation? Isn't that what government is supposed to be about? Representation of the people. You know, my thing has always been it's I can't be Republican, I can't be Democrat, because neither one aligns exactly with my principles. You know, I believe in strict abortion control, but I also believe in strict gun control. You know, so I'm a Democrat in that I believe in, or a Republican in that I believe in strict abortion control, or elimination of abortion, I should say. But I'm a Republican that I believe that in the right, let's put it simply, the right to life. But I'm a Democrat and I believe in strict gun control, you know? So it's like, all right. You know, it's like, well, that pretty much screws me either way. Exactly. I'm a dreamer. Yeah. You know, so it's like, it just, you know, the fact, George Washington, I think it was George Washington who said that the two-party system would destroy this country. It only took, 250, exactly, I can piss everyone off, exactly. Exactly. It only took, where are we at now? 260, 70 odd years for this country to be destroyed by the two-party system. Oy, all right. Screen under achievements. I think this is my achievements.
Here you can review all the rewards and the animals that have been entrusted to your care for completing tasks.
Excellent.
You can select these at any time and place them in this park. Try it out when you have a moment.
Alrighty, I will surely do that. Well, we will definitely take the $5,000. Let's go ahead and use the $5,000. Boom. Boom. Gotta get some breakfast. Yeah, I'm gonna be wrapping up here in a couple minutes anyway. That way I can, I already had breakfast, but I gotta get showered and check on the kids. In fact, Abby still needs breakfast, so I gotta get her breakfast, and then we'll be back for some hunting today. Hunting. But yeah, thanks, Barry. And exactly, you know what? And that was my sort of my point when I was writing my blog between 2018 and 2019, was just to piss off as many people as I could. Because I got so tired of being aggravated myself every time I turned on the news. It's like, you know what? Screw everybody. So I pissed off feminists. I pissed off stay-at-home moms. I tried to piss off as many groups as I could with my blog. I said, oh, I feel better now. Exactly, a gun control advocate playing a hunting game. But see, and that's the thing too. It's funny. It's like, you know, this whole thing with the Second Amendment and the NRA. It's like, you know, as soon as you start talking gun control, all of a sudden that group, it's like, oh, you want to take away everybody's guns. It's like, no, that's not what it is. It's like, we would like to have some sensible legislation that keeps guns out of the hands of people who really shouldn't have them. So, you know, and it's like, for hunting, it's fine. I don't have a problem with people owning guns for hunting. But when you start collecting and you're having, although I look at my collection of swords up there on the wall, but, you know, you gotta look, it's like, you know, I always use the argument, it's like, you know, when we had gotten into I had gotten into this fight on Facebook, after, what was it, the school up in Connecticut, was it Sandy Hill now? God, I can't remember. But in 2014, because it was funny, I still remember that, because it turned out that one of the kids who was a classmate of Erin at the time, back when she was in Holy Trinity, his cousin was actually one of the kids who was killed in the elementary school. So that sort of hit home at that point. When we found out it was, you know, somebody that we were familiar with. They had somebody who lost their son in that shooting. But I forgot now where I was going with that, because that still hits me a little bit. But so he's okay until it's your exactly it's no problem until it's you know it affects you personally, which is of course part of the problem. Nobody has any empathy in this society anymore. You know, it's like, oh, whatever, you know, as long as I can drive my SUV, you know, my huge ass SUV there, you know, there's no problems. But yeah, where was I going with that? Oh yes, the fight I had on Facebook. I was saying, you know, it's just a lot of the, you know, the one thing I said, it's like, you know, because during that time, a lot of people were saying, well, people get killed with knives, people get killed with baseball bats, people get killed with cars. And my response was always, okay, so if somebody got killed with a steak knife, what's the primary purpose of a steak knife? What's the primary purpose of a baseball bat? What's the primary purpose of a car? You know, yeah, the people die in a lot of horrible ways. But if you look at it, it's like a lot of this, back to the SUV, touch my Italian sports car. Yeah, right. Well, that's where we're at now. But 20 years ago it was the SUV. Now, if you threatened to key somebody's SUV, it would be riot in the streets, you know. But that was always my point when people would bring up these statistics, is like how many people were killed with a butter knife or whatever. It's like, well, what would this implement, this tool? You know, somebody was killed with a hammer. Well, what is the purpose of that particular tool that you're trying to to argue against gun control for, hammer, car, baseball bat, whatever. What's the primary purpose of that? So when people are killed with these implements, they're actually using them in an incorrect manner. So my point was, it's like when somebody kills somebody with a gun, they're using that tool for the exact purpose that was designed to do. Take a life, to kill something. That's the only purpose for a gun, to kill something. So whenever anybody ever kills with a gun, they're using it exactly how that it was designed to use. So don't use that argument against me that, so many people are killed by cars every year. Well, a car is designed to get us from point A to point B. If somebody gets killed by a car, it's because somebody was using it incorrectly, and they should be rightly punished for it. So, that was my whole thing back in those days with that argument. It's like, don't tell me that we don't need gun control when you're not allowed to legally drink till you're 21, for God's sakes. Most folks would kill with a gun. Well, exactly, yeah, but 21 feet in the knife has a massive advantage. Yeah, but again, it's what's the primary purpose? Of course, except for hunting knives and stuff, the exception. But just as a general purpose, there's. If you're going to design something that's designed, you can't drive till you're 16 or 17 in most states. We've got legal legislation, and then here you got 12-year-olds with guns. It's like, come on, really? It's like let's try to think about this with some ounce of common sense here. Has always been my point. It's like I don't care if somebody has a gun, but let's put some controls, let's put some restrictions on it that make sense. If you're gonna have a gun, you should know how to use it properly. It's like the number of people who actually injure themselves or kill themselves because they're idiots with handling their own gun. It's like, all right, come on, isn't that right there good enough reason to implement some of these policies and restrictions and stuff? It's like, all right, whatever. It's like, come on, people. But again, that's where we're at in today's society. No personal responsibility, no common sense. Good sharpened pocket knife can do wonders, and owning a handgun is different than a 22. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of specifics that have to be dealt with, but just as an overall type of thing. Yeah, see, I don't know any of the specifics of the laws, but obviously there's, whenever this subject comes up, you see a ton of pictures of people with their kids. I remember it wasn't too long ago. I think it was a 12-year-old. A picture was floating around of a 12-year-old with the hunting rifle. It's like, all right. It's like, I don't have a problem with it. If you're gonna teach, if you're out there wherever you are, the backcountry or even in the inner city or whatever, if you're a hunter, that's fine. You want to teach your offspring how to hunt. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with doing that at whatever age that they might be capable of. 21 by federal law. Yeah, that's why. I know handguns are a lot more restricted. But still, I think we still have a long way we can go. I'm just going to plop that there. Because in fact, we gotta finish up here. So we'll just do that. Yeah, people want ice cream and stuff. So this is actually a good place to
You are now welcome to have your own
wrap
thoughts
up
of
here.
what your dream park should look like. I can't wait to see how you will design your park for visitors. You can use some of your investment capital to do this. First, it would be a good idea to lay down a continuous visitors thoroughfare that starts at the park entrance and leads past the compounds, then back to the entrance. You will also find different paths and thoroughfares in the visitor facilities section.
Excellent. Okay, good. You know what? Because come to think of it, let me do this. I changed my mind about that because I'm thinking I want to put at least something here if we got something unlocked, but we'll do that next week. So let's pause here. Let me close this out for now. But yeah, it's there's no reason why we can't have acceptable compromises for a lot of this stuff. But the problem is, nobody wants to compromise anymore. Nobody wants to compromise. But we'll leave it at that, and we'll be back again with more zooing next Sunday. In the meantime, boom. Let's. Oh, that's right. I think it automatically saves because there is no load previous game. Here we go. Save. Yep, that's what we want to do. Save. And I'll say thank you for joining me, Battery and Cat, as always. Much appreciated. As always, Battery, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the continuing support here. Of what is it now? 39 months it was? 3 years and 3 months. And it's almost, I think, what was it? Second Amendment was designed to protect people from animals, though. When a certain country achieved total gun registration and things went downhill quick. All right. Take care. I'll have a good day. Oh, yeah, it's, again, it's things, if we could think about it in a reasonable manner, which we are incapable of doing currently, we could come up with equitable solutions that does the job for everybody. It gives people the freedom to do what they feel they want, the freedom to have the protection they feel they need, and still protect everybody else, essentially. But thank you, Battery. Thank you, Cat. It's always good to see everybody. Much appreciated for the support and everything. And yeah, we'll be back in a little bit here because I just quick shower, as quick a shower as I can grab, because we don't have a lot of time in the afternoon here. I gotta get caught up on some stuff. Yeah, support your local warlord. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's nuts. Who would have thought, even 10 years ago, if somebody probably said, this is where the state this country would be in 2020, we'd be like, okay. Yeah, there's no way. But here we are. But thank you, everyone. In the meantime, I am BJ Wilder. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back again soon. More Wildlife Park. Every Sunday morning we're doing some zooing here. None of your neighbors out. Yeah, right? All right, thanks, everyone. I got to go because I got to get the kids, got to get a shower and get cracking here. Gonna do some hunting. Some non-dangerous hunting here. Either for myself or for the animals, really, at the end of the day, because we're going to do it virtually on Channel RMG Gaming 2. In the meantime, thanks, everyone. I am BJ Wilder. Until next time, I'll see you in game. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody.